Okay, the Union LA Jordan 1 is dropping way sooner than anybody expected. Initially, I said the rumors were for Valentine's Day, February 14th. It's looking like that's not going to be the date, but it is in February and it's just a couple of weeks away. The new date is February 28th. Retail is going to be $200. So just dropping right around the corner this month. Definitely want to make sure you guys are prepared for that. So we're going to talk about how you guys can cop these. And I got to say, it's going to be one of the easiest drops for manual users, at least in proportion to how much stock there's going to be, because these are very limited. Expect them to be profitable, but you're actually going to have a really good shot at getting these. If there's anyone who knows how to drop sneakers, it's definitely Union. In fact, Union was actually the original pioneer of the new domain release. A lot of people don't remember this, but way back when they dropped the first two colorways of the Union Jordan 1s, they did a new domain release for the very first time. And then for a long period of time, we never really saw that release method come back because they were the only ones who were really doing it. And then Union came back around with some more releases a couple years later down the line, and then we started seeing other retailers start replicating them too because it was just so effective for stopping bots. Now, it doesn't stop bots completely, but it does a really good job at making it difficult to mass bot. So anyway, yeah, let's talk about how you guys can get these, and we're also going to talk about some resale predictions later in the video. But most importantly, where are these going to be dropping? These are going to be dropping on Nike sneakers. Yes, that is confirmed. And they're also going to be dropping on the Union LA website. Now, what I don't know is if there's going to be other boutiques receiving pairs potentially on a later date. If that's the case, we will be posting all the raffles for completely free inside of the free group. You could join with the link in the description below. But it's going to be very difficult to cop from those retailers in comparison to Nike sneakers and especially the Union website, because that Union drop is going to be really good, and I'm going to explain why. So first of all, for Nike sneakers, it's the same thing as always. These are probably going to be a 10-minute draw. They obviously haven't loaded just yet, but when they do, I'll be able to confirm for you guys. I'll let you know. But it should be a 10-minute draw. Basically, you just want to get in as many Nike sneakers accounts into the draw as possible within that 10 minutes. And there's going to be a decent amount of stock allocated to here, but the best chance by far is definitely going to be on Union LA. And this is because of what I said earlier. They're going to be doing a new domain release. So you might have seen already that there is a new website for Union. It's specifically unionjordanimback.com. Now, if Union does what they've been doing for every single release they've already done, they're not actually going to drop the products on this website. Instead, this website is actually used more for marketing. So they're going to upload placeholder products for a lot of the merchandise, part of the collab, and maybe even pictures of the sneakers too. And you're not going to be able to purchase from this website. Basically, this website you're seeing right now is just going to be for marketing. Now, that's assuming they decide to drop these the same way they've been dropping every single collaboration before. It's always possible they change it up and they just decide to drop on this website, but it's very unlikely. I doubt Union wants to piss everyone off and make it easy for botters. So I'm pretty confident they're going to be doing the same thing that they've always done. So basically, they're going to drop a new domain. It's going to be a completely new website, and they're going to have the password up on the main unionla.com website. And comes the drop time, which should be either 11 a.m. Eastern Time or 12 p.m. Eastern Time. They'll announce it on Instagram, of course. But once that drop time hits, the password is going to go down on Union LA. Once the password goes down, you'll see something that you could click on. Maybe it'll be a picture of the Union somewhere in the middle of the website. As soon as you click that, it's going to take you to the new website. Now, this is obviously going to take you a couple of seconds to not only refresh the password page, have it come down, properly load, and then you have to find where to click, then you click, then that new website has to load. Obviously, all that is going to take a little bit of time, so it would be very advantageous if you had had the early link beforehand, which you're not supposed to have. But we do post the early link because we do have the early link every single time inside of my group Endurance. You could join with the link in the description below if you want that competitive advantage. Trust me, you could still cop manually without having the early link ahead of time, but it is a slight disadvantage if you don't have the link because it's going to cost you a couple of seconds. And when it comes to limited drops like this, a couple of seconds make all the difference, especially if you're someone who wears a bigger size. The smaller sizes are always easier to cop, but even those are definitely going to fly on this drop. And even with the new domain drop, it's still not going to be a piece of cake to cop. It's not going to be a walk in the park. So if you're looking to increase your chances and maximize your chance of copying You definitely should join Endurance with the link in the description. And obviously, we do much more than sneaker reselling there too. You'll get a lot of value from it, I promise. But that's not all there is to it. So now, once you have this link for the new domain, once it actually drops at 11 a.m. or 12 p.m. Eastern time, then on this new secret website, that's where you're going to see the shoe. Now, when you go to click the shoe, normally, especially with Union, you're going to see that there's some unique kind of CAPTCHA you need to solve just in order to cart these. And if it's not at the cart page, then it might be on a shipping page or a billing page. They like to change it up sometimes, but usually it's on the cart page. So you'll probably have to answer a short question, which is very easy. You might want to brush up on some history with Union or Jordan, just because there's a chance they might ask a question like that, but it's always something easy that you could Google. But just to be safe, you could feel free to maybe do some research on when Union was founded or the name of the person who owns Union. Things like this might get used in a potential question, or like we've seen in the past, they might do something super basic like what is the color of an orange, which everyone knows is purple, so that would be easy as well. Now, after you get it into cart, you're gonna see that you're waiting in queue. Now, Shopify has actually had some changes as of the last couple of months. So there's actually going to be a unique queue time for every single variant. This means every single size has its unique queue time. So people have been trying to estimate queue times for a long time. This is some good info if you're planning to bot the release or you plan on botting in general for Shopify sites. So pay attention even if you're not going manual. But there's new queue times for every single size now. This has been a recent change on Shopify. So this means you're gonna have a dedicated queue time for size 11, size 9, size 10. They're all gonna be slightly different. This might be a little difficult to understand, but it doesn't really matter. Just try your best. Make sure you're as fast as possible. Another thing, if you get the HCAP CAPTCHAs, a big tip is to take your time with these. Do not rush it. The HCAP CAPTCHA, where you have to like drag a box across something, the biggest thing you could do here is just take your time. Don't try to rush it and mess it up. Take your time, do it slowly. Try to take like 3 seconds and then just move it around a little bit, like adjust it. Basically show some effort. And it's trying to analyze if you're a human, basically. Even if you're not perfect, it wants to be able to tell that you're human. So if you get those CAPTCHAs, take your time with it, show some effort with it. Otherwise, you might get stuck in a CAPTCHA loop and then you're really cooked. But that's about it. Everything else is straightforward. Just make sure you have an autofiller set up, or if you're in Endurance, make sure you're using the new Mock to Cop autofill extension tool. That's definitely gonna help you check out super, super fast. So again, with Endurance, you'll have the autofiller extension tool, Mock to Cop. You're also gonna have, obviously, a monitor in case anything drops on a different website. And of course, most importantly, you'll have the early link for this drop. So consider joining with the link in the description below if you just wanna increase your chance of copying. But again, you do still have a good chance of copying even if you don't have these advantages. I just want to help you to the best of my abilities. Now, with how to cop out of the way, let's talk about some resale predictions for these. So now, this might seem obvious to a lot of people that these are going to be very, very profitable, and I believe they are going to be very profitable, but an argument could be made that because so many unions have been bricking as of lately, maybe these won't perform well. Just trust me, I have full confidence in these. They're not going to do as good as the first Union Jordan ones. There's going to be more stock on these, and demand in general for Union collabs isn't the same as what it was back in 2018. But nonetheless, it's still going to be a very profitable drop. Retail is only $200. I don't think they're going to be reselling for $800 and up, but I could see them reselling for double that. Regardless, don't worry about tax. Don't worry about platform fees. Every size should definitely be profitable. They're definitely a go in all sizes. But I think we could all agree that these are fire. Definitely need some personals. I actually like these better than the Fragment collab that's coming later in the summer, apparently. I'm a big fan of this Chicago colorway. It might be my favorite Union collab that we've ever seen, actually. Other than that, though, have a great rest of your day. And of course, good luck on the release.